What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and that was an absolute Chad take. Now I get it. I hear you. I don't think that he means all women. Of course, there are plenty of females that not only love video games, but are very good at them, that can compete at a professional level. This take was aimed at one very specific type of streamer, and that is the elusive Thotimus Primus. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Now, there was this TikTok put up by at FNF.com with, kind of a raw take about Twitch individuals, females that use the platform that aren't interested in playing video games. Now, the story isn't that this take is a little rough. It's also pretty boss. It's that, of course, games media who hate capital G, they use things like capital G gamers, or they use gamers and they ask out the A, or they call gamers incels. These are the people that are paid to entertain us. And so I saw this tweet, and kind of ironically said she's misspelled absolute Chad, because the TikTok is pretty hilarious. And if you see, maybe I'll show you a little bit about it. I don't know. There's like a good amount of curse words in it. Actually, I'm probably not going to. But essentially, he points out like, these type of Bob streamers are gaming is the one thing men had, and now they're taking it away. Look, I want more females to be in video games. I don't think any genuine dude wouldn't want their girlfriend to be into video games, or their wife. I get that there is this stigma with some guys that are like, video game is a dude thing. It isn't. Most rational people don't believe that. It was always this thing in the Magic the Gathering community where all these pundits would say that there was this imaginary gatekeeping going on by men in the community. That's why only 0.5% of Magic players were female. No, dude. If a girl walked in to the local game store, she was almost always treated like a goddess. And I played at multiple game stores in multiple states. Guys would be tripping over themselves to give them favorable trades, to help them, to, sometimes the guys would be, you'd have that assuming the girl doesn't know how to play because she's a girl. You don't see very many girls play, and that's not right. And that would happen. But for the most part, the Magic the Gathering community was easily the most welcoming on the planet, but they would spin this narrative like, ooh, evil neckbeards, You see Gina Darling here. I'm unfamiliar with who she is. I see a selfie and a check mark, though, so her opinions must be valid. It turns out she's actually a host at G4 TV. If you don't know what G4 is, it's a video game television channel, saying gamer incel tiers are my favorite. I mean, look at this kid. I bet you he smashes. This is, this kid probably does just fine with girls. That's just my opinion. I don't know how old they are, but, of course I reply, where's the lie? I mean, it's this idea that, incel, this kid is a Chad from Julia's song. And then, of course, people put, it's the hilarity from both sides of this. My favorite thing is about this video is this kid acts like his Twitch empire has been stolen by Bob's, but he actually only has 300 followers. Meg Turney, whose avatar is this. Not saying that that's bad. Just saying. Maybe he has a point. Now, obviously, you know, Twitch, by and large is still, if you look as a percentage of it, video games are still mostly what people watch there. The just chatting section has gotten bigger, but for the most part, it's video games. People go there for Warzone tournaments, and they watch, I mean, heck, the Among Us craze was there, and then before that it was Fall Guys. Obviously, Valorant and World of Warcraft and GTA 5 RPs are all wildly popular on the platform. So, like, the category of Bob streamers isn't exactly a huge part of it. And remember that Twitch was Justin TV. It wasn't always supposed to be about video games. And my opinion has evolved over the years that Twitch very clearly just wants to be a live streaming website and not just video games. And why wouldn't you? I mean, that's obviously a huge growth opportunity there, to have all sorts of things live streaming, cooking shows and fishing. I like watching fishing live streams, stuff like that. They were actually really prominent on DLive for whatever reason. I'd see a lot of them on DLive. But, he also has a point. Destiny baffled by insane Twitch ban record for suggestive streamers. And he makes a very good point here. Destiny himself has faced suspensions in the past, most recently in April of 2021, after a guest inexplicably flashed on camera. He also lost a partnership over encouraging bad behavior. Destiny has a long and spotty past of, he talks very quickly. I don't think he actually encouraged, raising your hands to people, like unironically, although I don't know. I don't watch his streams. He's been around long enough that I kind of know Destiny's thing and where he lies on things. Twitch suspensions typically range from 24 hours to 30 days, depending on severity of infraction, as well as a number of previous bans an account has faced. Twitch says, "We keep a record of past violations, and multiple suspensions over time can lead to an indefinite suspension. However, in the case of people like Amouranth and Indiefoxx, who were both banned for 3 days in June, let's call it what it is, given a paid weekend off, the pair seem not to be punished more harshly despite their history of bans." Quote, "You have people that actually skirt the line. Not only do they skirt the line, but they're actively pushing it as hard as possible to make money off it for months. And then it's like 3-day ban, 3-day ban, 1-day ban, 1-day ban, 3-day ban. Are you serious?" This is Destiny saying this. Destiny likens the content which pushes the bar to him having a counter for how many slurs he can use under the guise of educational context to avoid a suspension. I think this is actually a very reasonable comparison. He talks about, he's like, well, it'd be like me having an N-word counter on my screen to see how many times I could say the N-word while trying to educate my viewers. The fact of the matter is, the meta is not Tubbs. The meta is not ASMR. The meta is pretending that you're not creating spicy content, spicified content, when you clearly are. That's the actual meta. The actual meta is to go into something that is innocuous, sushi making or fishing or, rock tumbling. Do people tumble rocks on Twitch? It'd be cool if they did. Going into that particular type of category and then making that content like overtly spicy. After Indiefoxx's ban, she joked on Twitter, "They saw how hard we've been working and decided to give us the weekend off." The reality is, for many big streamers, although a few days suspended can hurt their revenue temporarily, it can also give them significant notoriety, which in turn increases viewership and revenue in the long run. We've talked about many of these streamers who will deliberately, in my opinion, get banned because they know it's not going to hurt. They're not going to get hurt. They're going to be back in 2 or 3 days, and they're going to get 100 articles written about them, and they're going to gain 50,000 followers. I mean, I think, what was her name? Alinity has been accused of this. Amouranth has been accused of this. It's like, oh no, a nip slip. Oh, why? What have I done to deserve this unluckiness? Then there's 100 articles about beautiful streamer has a wardrobe malfunction. And then everybody goes and follows and subs and gives them money in hopes of another one, which will, of course, come the next time growth slows down. Big streamers like Dr. Disrespect and Tyler One broke records for viewership on their comeback streams from a ban, as the story and controversy around suspensions can build hype around a streamer's name. Overall, being hit with a short channel suspension may be, in fact, a net positive for streamers. Of course it is. Twitch doesn't have any set policy on how many violation community guidelines will result in indefinite bans, but some fans point to an incident with Velvet7, who had been banned for almost 2 years. Like Amouranth and Indiefoxx, Velvet7 was banned due to spicy content, but unlike them, has not been allowed to return to the platform. Well, I suppose that depends how many mods they give free memberships to their OnlyFans accounts and things of that nature. This battle will continue. This is called job security for someone like me that laughs at hypocrisy. Twitch is like, obviously hilariously hypocritical when it comes to the level of their bans and how they enforce their own rules. There's very clearly rules for me, but not for thee in terms of big streamers. And that's men and women, by the way. They live by a different set of rules. I can't believe that there isn't like a 3 strikes and you're out system. I mean, YouTube's been that way as long as I can remember. This seems like such a simple thing. Like, hey, you get 3 strikes. I don't care how minor they are. You're gone. It seems like that would actively stop these people who are just banning for publicity. But that, of course, would mean that Twitch would have to acknowledge a problem and a reasonable solution, which they won't do. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.